Good morning, students. Today we will be going with the variety of credit arrangements. I have taken two scenarios here. The first scenario is the Shamlal, who is the farmer who will take loan for his cultivation of his land 1.5 acres. The few years back he would borrow money from the moneylender at 5%. Now he is borrowing money from the trader with respect to the 3%. Now what happens is, beside the interest charge on the loan, the trader makes the farmer promise to sell the crop to him. This way there is an agreement between the two and money is repaid promptly. Since the crop prices are low after the harvest, the trader is able to make a profit from buying the crop at a low prices from the farmer and then selling later when the price has risen. So this is a difference between a moneylender as well as a trader. Moneylender can charge higher rate of interest, whereas the trader, who no matter what knows that there is lesser crop productivity, makes certain kind of arrangement where he can sell crop at a low price and as well as he can gain profit out of it. Next we go for the second scenario. Here Arun is a supervisor in a and he is supervising a work of one farm laborer. He has 7 acres of land. He is one of the few persons who receive bank loan for cultivation. That means the formal sector. The interest rate is 8.5%, the highest one, and he can be it can be repaid within the next 3 years. Arun plays a very important role here, that he will be able to sell the crops and he intends to store the rest of the potatoes, that means his crop, in a cold storage and apply for a fresh loan from the bank against the cold storage receipt. There are certain banks who offers this facility to farmers who have taken crop loan for them. Now when I talk about informal sector, informal sector is a very interesting topic. Now when we talk about informal sector is where loans are taken from moneylenders, traders, employers, relatives and friends. This is what informal sector here means, and you, as well as we have discussed this earlier as well, in informal sector these people, they charge high rate of interest and then it forms a kind of a debt trap. Okay, now when we talk about formal sector credit, where the loans are taken from two parties, the banks and the cooperatives. Now RBI is the main head. It sees that the banks give loan not just to make profit motive business traders, but also to small cultivators, small industries, small borrowers. So, as well as they charge low interest rate, which gives the higher cost of borrowing as well. So there is always a statement that if there is cheap and affordable credit, which is crucial for the country's development. Now there is a graph where I have drawn here between formal and informal sector, where the plain part is the informal part and where the two lines are, it is percentage of loans from formal sector. When I talk about poor household, then obviously major category goes for the informal sector. When I talk about household with few assets, it is a chances that major portion is still with the informal sector, but there are certain parts as well, certain percentage which goes with the formal sector. When we talk about well-off households, that is obvious, slowly and steadily the informal sector percentage gets reduced and the formal sector comes into consideration. And last but not the least is the rich households. They always prefer the formal sector as compared to the informal sector. There are hardly any percentage, or I can say minimum percentage, who goes for the informal sector. Thank you for today, students.